This is the 2023 Honda Accord LX. Today I'm at Holmes Honda and we're going to try and answer the question with this model, is it the most reasonably priced 2023 version of the Accord? The sticker price on this model is $28,390, but the real answer to the question comes in knowing exactly what it is you're going to get for that particular price. Tell me, based on where you live, what kind of pricing you're finding on these LX trim level 11th generation Accords. Now, you might be the person who says, I really want to buy a 23 Accord, but I don't want a hybrid powertrain. Well, this would definitely be an option for you because this is the 1.5 liter turbocharged four-cylinder. It makes 192 horsepower and 192 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to a very well-behaved CVT. I know a lot of people hear CVT and they immediately say no thanks. Try driving one of these before you make a decision on that. You might be surprised at the experience. I will admit that in the world of options, I would rather have a multi-speed transmission than a CVT, but some of these are better than others. This is a front-wheel drive model. And what about those all-important MPGs? It may not get what the hybrid versions will, but still not bad. 29 city, 37 highway, 32 combined, and 3.1 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. You will have the lockable gas door here, so when you lock the interior, this locks as well. It does have capless fuel fill. And one thing that has not changed for 2023 is going to be cargo capacity. It's still 16.7 cubic feet. And you're still going to come right here and pull on that release to maximize cargo capacity. So just in case you were curious to see how that works, yes, there was only one release back there because you don't actually have a split in these rear seats back here. And things are finished off on the rear of the vehicle with the redesigned tail lights. Obviously, everything back here is redesigned, but gone is that stapler look or the crab claw look. Tell me what you think about the way this looks. Is it an improvement? Do you like it? Do you not? I'm curious to know. And here at the front end, you'll find the LED daytime running lights, the newly redesigned headlight housing, and that flickering effect you see comes from the shutter speed of my GoPro. So no, you can't make those lights do that. Yes, people do ask about that. And with the new look of the Accord, it's meant to look sleek. It's meant to look a little bit lower to the ground, a little more sporty. I do like the way that Honda integrated the air curtains that are right here in the front end. Kind of hard to see the daylight through there, but it does come through. I'll show you back here. Here's where the air actually comes out in this area. And what about our tire sizes? The width is going to be 225, and we're going to have a 50 series sidewall. It's going to help contribute to good ride quality. And on the LX trim level, wrapped around 17-inch wheels. We will have the manually folding side view mirrors with the body colored mirror caps, and they are power adjustable. Also, smart entry is here. You also have the walk-away feature, and here is the remote. It does have remote start, even here on this LX trim level. So if you were curious about that, there is your answer. And here with the rear door open on the driver's side, we're going to find not only the feature here to use the child locks. That's still not on every single vehicle. We're seeing it on more and more vehicles, but in case you're wondering, that's where that's located on each door. We're going to have what, if you push down what seems like a rather firm armrest, let's see. When you put your arm up there, it doesn't seem so firm. It actually feels rather soft. And the door bin, not that big, but big enough to handle a large bottle, that's for sure. No problem where that is concerned. And let's hop in back here into the rear seating area and let's see. Okay, at 5'10", well, there you go. Now you know how much headspace there is. We do still have the singular rear seat pocket back here. I don't know if that's that big of a deal, but no rear air conditioning vents and no USB connectivity in this area back here. So if you were curious about that, there is your answer. You do have cup holders built into the folding armrest. That is extremely soft. So if you were wondering about that, well, your rear seat passengers will have that option. And the latch system is obviously here as well. We'll pull this off to show you where all of that is. There it is right there. That's the latch system. The thing I like about that, for those who have kids, and you're going to have child safety seats back here, is you don't have plastic pieces or anything like that you have to remove and keep up with. And taking a look into the front seat through the passenger side door, we're going to have a little bit larger armrest here, a little bit larger door bin. The driver and the passenger seats here on the LX trim level are both manually adjustable, but at least they are adjustable. That's always a good thing. We're going to have, let's see what's in here. There we go. We're going to have the glove box with no gloves inside, but you will find your wheel lock key right here if you happen to need that. And connectivity is found here in the way of 2 USB ports, so at least you know that is there. A little bit of space up here for phones and whatever else anybody wants to fit there. And the lack of a push button shifter, I think that's a good thing. A lot of people should be happy about that. So no big deal there. You can go into econ mode, turn the auto stop start feature or idle stop off right here. Power parking brake and brake hold mode. Good for heavy traffic. Or if you just, when you come to a complete stop, don't want to hold your foot on the brake. Well, that works just as well because that's what it ultimately does for you. There's the lid for the center console that doubles as an armrest for the driver and the passenger, and space within the center console. Now there is an option here that could be helpful to rear seat passengers for USB connectivity with that 12-volt power outlet right there, in that you could buy an adapter that they could use for their purposes in the rear seat area as far as connectivity goes for their phones. You do have the sunglass holder right there, and the vanity mirror. Again, hi everybody. You get to see me twice in one video. That's unusual, isn't it? And then we'll see how far back the visor goes here for the sun visor. Likely to be more than far enough for most people unless they're really tall and have the seat moved way back. And here on the driver's side door, I don't have to say too much. You're obviously going to find a little bit more in the way of accessories here and options of different things you can use. Obviously the controls for the side view mirrors, the windows, all that good stuff. It's all there. You do have a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. Just drop the lever right here and you can take care of managing the steering wheel in its position. You can open the trunk from right here and we'll hop inside and see what you hear. Nothing new or out of the ordinary, but just in case you were wondering, well, there you go. And here is what is new for 2023. The first thing you'll really notice within the interior is going to be that new digital instrument display. And when you turn the headlights on, well, you know they're on, not only because you see them in front of you, but because they're illuminated right there on the dashboard. During the day, that might be helpful in case you're curious and don't want to look up here and see, did I turn it on or turn it off? You never know in this day and age with people, they may be too lazy to do that. Yes, it's okay to laugh. Control for your windshield wipers right here. Obviously, you do have adaptive cruise control. By the way, beyond adaptive cruise control, you have lane keeping assist, road departure, all of those great Honda sensing features are here. So that's always a good thing. And this is the 7-inch display, although it is a completely new look for the Accord for 2023. Pretty basic, but the angle where it is actually is very helpful in that it reduces the glare that will be on the screen compared to what was in the past. You do have the multi-view rear view camera, and once again, that flickering effect is nothing more than the shutter speed of my GoPro, so it's not actually the camera itself. Don't blame Honda for that. And a pretty simple system to use overall. Now, on the LX trim level, you will find in this case single zone climate control. I don't think that's that big of a deal. It's not a huge interior. That definitely will not hurt anything. At least I don't think it will, but I don't drive one of these every single day. Tell me what your thoughts are on that particular matter, if I don't get tongue twisted, wow. And just a quick look around the interior to show you what's here before we hop out on the road for our test drive. Okay, we're going to get out on the road for our test drive, and one thing I do like to do is, to the best of my ability at least, and on a very rough road, is give a road noise test. Now, we can only go off what my lapel mic picks up, but we'll give it a shot anyway and let you listen and just see what it sounds like. Okay, hopefully that is enough to give you an idea. I can't say for sure that it's accurate. I know there are some people out there that are going to say you can't measure road noise or wind noise without a decibel meter. Well, actually you can, because decibel meters are not going to be driving these vehicles. Human beings are. And so what the humans think is more important than a number. That's just all there is to it. So tell me what you do think based on that little experiment right there, just to let you listen and see what it sounds like. Based on what I normally experience on this road and a multitude of different vehicles that I drive through this area, it's not bad. It's actually very reasonable, and it is very quiet in here. So that makes a big difference as well. But overall, the ride quality here is very good. It's not a Cadillac, but it's also not a tank. And it's closer to the Cadillac than it is to the tank. But it has a good ride quality. The handling is good. Having the low center of gravity is definitely going to make a difference. You've got plenty of meat on the ground with those 225/50 tires that I showed you earlier. Gave you the numbers and explained what that meant. And the seats themselves are comfortable. There are people out there who might even say, well, that's great, but honestly, isn't cloth seating kind of outdated? Tell me what you think about that. There are people out there who might say that, and other people might say, hey, that's good because it's going to keep the price of the vehicle a little lower than it would be otherwise if you had the leather trimmed seats that Honda offers. And the technology here, I like the fact that it's very simple to learn and very simple to use. For those of you who have mainly stayed away from buying a new vehicle for several years now because you're seeing all this new technology, as far as Honda goes, it does not matter what vehicle you purchase as far as 2023 and even earlier than that with the latest technology Honda has to offer. It's not complicated. It's really nothing to be afraid of. Simple to learn, simple to use. We all had to do it at some point. Age doesn't really matter. It just depends on what you're willing to learn, and we're all capable of it. So don't let that scare you off. Overall, a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. And 192 horsepower may not be the highest horsepower rating you're going to find, but it's also not terribly bad. You're not looking for neck-snapping performance most likely if you're buying a Honda Accord, especially for 2023. It would have been nice to have seen Honda carry over the 2.0T, but obviously that didn't happen. So, well, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it at the moment. Maybe that will change one day and they'll bring something back, or maybe something even better. You never know. More than 252 horsepower for the Accord. What do you think about that as an option? But overall, a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. I think this would be a great vehicle for a road trip. Take a long road trip, I think you're going to be very comfortable in here. It's not going to wear you out. Not difficult to drive, not uncomfortable. It really adds up to being a very nice vehicle. The one thing is that I know a lot of people don't necessarily like the newest design, but then again, what's interesting is that I'm starting to see more and more comments from people saying it's starting to grow on me. At first I didn't like it. Now I'm starting to say, you know what, maybe it's not so bad. Tell me where you fall where that is concerned. Of the multiple trim levels available for 2023 with the 11th generation of the Accord, do you think that this LX trim level is the most reasonably priced? Again, the price, $28,390. Tell me what your thoughts are. If you plan to buy a 2023 Accord, what trim level would you prefer? I have to say a special thanks to my friends at Holmes Honda for loaning me this Accord for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to take the time to watch. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.